Hello. My cats are fighting right now. They're very angry and they don't like each other a lot. One is orange and one is a tabby cat. They've been screaming and howling at each other for the past 30 minutes, but now they're sort of calming down a little bit and just staring each other out and blinking. So I hope this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I doubt so, but I'm hopeful. But I'd like to talk to you about something different now, because in amongst all the chaos of these angry cats and a few stressful things going on in my life, I thought that today maybe we could sit down together and do a couple of things that I do when I'm feeling overwhelmed, when my heart is beating too quickly. Do you know that feeling, sweetheart? You know, when you can't breathe properly and you know that your breaths are very shallow and your heart is beating faster than it should. I think sometimes we sort of lose touch with ourselves. Sometimes it's good when something very traumatic happens. Yesterday, I opened the door, just cracked it a little bit, and my tabby kitten spotted the orange cat and decided that this was the day he was going to kill the orange cat. And he's wearing a little, like a cone around his neck. So he looks quite ridiculous. He's been to the vet recently, but he ran out after the orange cat, and they ran onto the cliff's edge just here to my right. And it was almost like a scene from The Lion King, because I felt like somebody was about to die. If it wasn't the cats, it might have been me, because I was sort of traversing the edge of the cliff, and my heart was pounding out of my chest, and my cats were screaming at each other. And I was sort of in survival mode. My adrenaline was just rushing, and I was thinking, okay, don't die, save the cat, save yourself. And after it was all over, nobody died, but a few tufts of hair were pulled out. I realized, holy shit, I'm having a panic attack, But it was good to recognize that, because then I sat down and I did a couple of the things I'm going to do with you in a moment, just to check in with myself and recognize that I was overwhelmed, and a lot of the other things in my life that have been bothering me sort of got on top of me, and I just felt like, I wasn't coping in that moment. But it's good, because if you can recognize it, and you can recognize that you're losing touch with yourself and your sense of groundedness, then you can catch it and you can fix it, and you can go back to that place where you're relaxed and you feel in control. And I think that's the ideal. That's the place that we all want to get to, and that's the place that you can get to. And I know you can. We all can. And that place is that there may be chaos around you. You may be going through things that are absolutely miserable and not ideal, and things that you don't want to be doing or dealing with or feeling, and you sort of think, why the fuck am I doing any of this? What's the point? What's the payoff? But there is payoff, and there is a point. It has taken me sort of the last 6 years to really come to this conclusion, because if you spoke to me 6 years ago, I would have said to you that we're all pathetic lemmings, and the human race is a disastrous sort of mess, that we abuse each other and mistreat each other, and that everybody is self-interested, and that there is no God and there is no purpose. I was in a very dark place, but there is a purpose, and through my own research and my own self sort of exploration, I've decided that this life is worth living, because there's beauty in so much, in friendship, in animals, in nature, in love, and people, even though there are some bad people, and even though we make sketchy decisions, or you may think that you're a bad person sometimes. I know sometimes I've thought that. I don't think it's all that bad. I think that fundamentally we are loving people, and that we want the best, and that we do our best. And that if we search in the right places and we keep our minds clear, we can achieve a sense of happiness or a sense of contentment. And so that's the goal, and that's something that I want you to think about this week or whenever you have a chance, is that no matter what's going on around you in your life, it doesn't matter if you have screaming cats or bitchy coworkers or crazy parents or an abusive person in your life, a situation that you don't want to be dealing with, you can always be in a place within yourself that is grounded and calm and peaceful. I don't know if you've ever paddled out far into the ocean, past the breaking waves. So, you have to go through the waves and it's throwing you around. I don't weigh a lot, so whenever I try it, I just get dumped and chucked around by the waves, and there's this overwhelming feeling of powerlessness, but I really quite enjoy it. And then when you make it past the waves, and you're just in that calm part of the water where your feet aren't touching the ground, and you're not powerful in that moment, but you're just connected to the stillness of the ocean, and you're just sort of surrounded by it. You can't see anything on the horizon but just miles and miles of water stretching up to the sun and the blue, and it's just peaceful, and it's nothing in such a beautiful way. And that's how I would describe this place within you, that you can tap into anytime, all the time, that you sort of always want to be there. I was in a lawyer's office the other day, dealing with something that I didn't really want to be dealing with, something very painful, something that draws up a lot of really difficult emotions for me. But inside, I just channeled that place. And I was still having an extreme panic attack, but I was on top of it, and you can do it too. You feel your emotions, you recognize what's happening, you listen to yourself, you pay attention to your heart, you pay attention to your breathing, and you tell yourself, this stuff is happening to me, I don't like it, I wish it wasn't, but it is, and I'm okay. I'm still here, I'm still in control, and everything will come around. And it doesn't matter, I do it when my mother is talking to me. She's a difficult, controversial figure in my life, and I would say that I've been through some things with her that maybe Dr. Phil would classify as abuse. And I've decided I'm not going to be a victim about it. This woman is in my life. And even though I have a lot of triggers or whatever you want to call it connected to her, when she speaks to me, or when she's being strange, or when she's playing out old toxic patterns of behavior that we've been dancing around for the last many years, I just go to that place. And she's talking to me, and we're together in the room, but I might as well be a million miles away. Because I'm not there with her in a very healthy way. I'm in the ocean, I'm calm, I'm grounded, I'm in control. And it's been a really sort of, what's the word? Saving grace for me, I guess. This approach to things. So right now, because I'm talking to you and because I'm a little worked up, I want you to do something with me. And it's something that I do whenever I experience an immediate threat or situation of discomfort, or something that is external, that happens to you, that is not in your control, and you have a visceral bodily reaction that you can't control, so somebody cuts you off in traffic, or somebody calls you a fucking asshole, or you have a conflict, or you get an email from someone, and you know that your heart sinks, it races, you're breathing shallows, and you're just thinking, oh fuck, So this is what I do. In these moments, I remove myself as soon as possible, and I walk outside, and it doesn't matter if I'm in the middle of the city and there's a million cars driving by, or if I'm in the middle of the bush now, which is where I am. I'm looking over a beautiful valley at the top of a cliff with trees, and I can see power lines, and it's so calm. There's birds everywhere and grass, and it's just so beautiful. But it doesn't matter. You could be in the bathroom in a cubicle, and this is what I do. It's pretty straightforward, but the reason it works. So 6 years ago, cynical me would have been like, "Oh, fuck off! I'm not doing that shit. That's stupid." But it's real, and it works because we're only human, and we have a central nervous system, and we need to breathe to live, and we have hearts that beat and react, and the sympathetic nervous system that just reacts. So I just breathe. I do this quick breathing exercise, and it's something that I would suggest to you, my love, to do in those times, so that you don't get carried away, so that you don't drown in it, so that the situation doesn't control you. So I'm going to do it now, and it's just counting. It's counting with breathing from 1 to 10, and then 10 down to 1. So I'll just do a little bit of it so you get the idea, and hopefully it will calm me down too. I'm a little more relaxed after talking to you for the last 11 minutes and 57 seconds that we've been speaking. But let's do it now. So, starting from 1, I would go 1 and then breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. 2, in through your nose, out through your mouth. 3, four, 5, 'Close your eyes if you want to. 6, 7, 'You can even imagine that you're in the ocean. 8, 9, 10, 'Something like that. Do you feel better? I feel better. I feel dizzy, but in a good way. In your life, when you reflect, say, over the last 10 years, and you don't have a continued sort of memory of every moment. You have this kind of not divided, but you have memories of specific moments. When something happened, or you thought something, or you felt something, and it was watershed, or it was significant, or maybe it wasn't even that significant, but you just remember that moment. So, for example, for me, one of those moments was when I was in high school, and I would do the same thing every day. I would catch the bus to school, and I would be on this bus, and it was so boring, and I felt so trapped, and I had overprotective parents, and I was doing the same thing every day, and I had a really wild spirit. I always have, and I just was thinking, Jesus, I can't wait to grow up. I was probably about 14, 15. And I was thinking, I lit a cigarette. I'm sorry. I know it's going to kill me, but I'm going to quit. I promise. Anyway, I was thinking on this bus, I can't wait. I can't wait to be older. And it seems like every moment, every minute is just ticking by so fucking slowly. And I'm never going to be old. And I'm never going to be independent. And, so I said to myself, how about you bookmark this moment in your mind and remember it and store it in your head. And so I looked around. I looked at the seats. I was at a roundabout. There was a little shop to the right with an old Chinese man who had really beautiful light brown colored eyes, who would do framing of pictures. And to the left there was a big flower shop that used to sell those giant oversized bears, like bigger than humans. And I always wanted one, but I never had the money. And I was right there in this bus thinking, I'm never going to get older. I'm fucking stuck here forever. And now, so I was 15 then. So that was like 17 years ago, which is crazy. And time has just flown. It's just flown by. It's absolutely insane. But, there's beauty in that, because if you're feeling stuck, or you're feeling like nothing is moving, nothing is going where you want it to go, I just figured something out. It wasn't 15 years ago, it was 12. I'm not that old, I'm not 32. Oh, basic arithmetic has never been my forte, but my point is that life flies. Life goes fast, so quickly, especially the older you get. You realize it just zooms by so fast. And so if you've ever been depressed, like I have, it's hard in the moment. It's almost impossible in the midst of it to have that perspective. And I know when I've been deeply depressed, people would give me the most phenomenal advice, but I just wasn't ready to hear it. So if you're not ready to hear this right now, I understand that completely. I know what that feels like. But take that message, that time flies, situations change, shitty things get better, nasty things will come into your life, but they will go, and then beautiful things will come into your life. I absolutely guarantee it. They just do. It's inevitable. And the energy that you put out brings what you get. And it sounds fucking irritating and annoying thing to say, but it's really rung true for me in the last, I'd say 6 months. 3 years ago, I was in a really, really dark place, and was self-inflicted, sort of. I chose to be there. And everything that came into my life was sort of shitty and dark. And my cats are howling again. And it was miserable, because I didn't feel like I deserved anything good. And I didn't want anything good. I didn't want anything. I wanted nothing. And it's sort of like this universal law of attraction. You want nothing, you get nothing. So it's not like I'm waking up every day like, hi-ho, like, fucking seize the day by the balls. I'm the best person in the world. It's not like that. But I wake up in that calm place in the middle of the ocean with a sense of rest in my soul. Doesn't matter if somebody punches me in the face today. It doesn't matter if I get hit by a car. It doesn't matter if fucking, foreign scammers empty my bank account. I'll be okay. I'm in love with life again, for now anyway. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself, and you shouldn't either. You just take it one day at a time, and you do what you can, and try to have some self-compassion. That's something I've struggled with my whole life, but it's one of the most important things that we can do for ourselves, is to sort of remove yourself from your ego. Step out of your ego. Step out of who you think you are. If you think you're the brother, or you're the son, or you're the father, or you're the student, or you're the worker, or you're the talented guy, you're the cool guy, you're the dumb guy, you're the loser guy. Like, no. Forget your title, forget your ego, forget who you think you are, or who you think you've learned to be, or whatever role you've been given in this life, or you've given yourself, the depressed guy. Just throw it away. Forget about it, because it's just a conceptual construction. It's a societal construction. It's not who you are. Try to think about who you are, what is the essence of what is very deep down inside of you. I'm walking around barefooted again. But think about that, Are you kind? Do you love someone? Do you love nature? Do you like being in the water? Do you like to write? Do you like to sing? Do you love sleeping? Do you like to play games? Do you study well? Are you able to throw yourself into work? Even if you hate everything, are you polite to people? Or are you considerate? Or are you tidy? What are the good things about you? Think about the good things about who you are. And think about the essence of yourself. How do I describe that? For me, when I think about the essence of myself without inserting my ego into it, I would say that I'm just like a little light that I love very deeply, that I'm patient, that I'm doing my best, and I guess I'm humble sometimes, so try to think about the things about yourself that you're okay with. And imagine that as this sort of disembodied element. And that's who you are. You're not the face, you're not the body, you're not the job, you're not your friends, you're not the idea that people have about you. Just think of yourself from an objective stance, And that's another thing I do when I'm freaking out. I almost step out of my body. It sounds weird, but say I'm driving and I'm speeding and it's dangerous and it's stupid and I'm thinking like, fuck it, I want to go home and just get drunk and I can't handle this, I'm not okay. I try to catch myself in that moment and almost like watch myself from above. You ever have those dreams where you see yourself in bed? Something like that, I'll try to zoom out from my body and just observe myself without any attachment to my ego. And I'll say, she's really stressed right now. She's freaking out. She's having a panic attack. She's not okay. But she will be okay. It will get better. And if you're able to have that awareness of yourself, rather than being consumed by it, because we're not just our bodies. We die. We go in the ground. Worms eat us. Our bodies are pretty fucking shitly constructed. I'm sorry if there's anything offensive about that, but the body is feeble, but it's our minds and our consciousness. I think that is the most important thing for us to really keep healthy and to keep in touch with. So I guess my message to you, sweetheart, is just to check in with yourself regularly and to try to keep an objective awareness and understanding of yourself, your situation, and to be compassionate with yourself. Don't punish yourself for small things. Try not to hold on to little things that are not important. Just live moment to moment. If something horrible happened 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago, or you said or did something, or something was said or done to you that really stabbed you, let it go. It doesn't matter. Is it now? It's not now. Right now, I'm walking on some rocks. My feet hurt. They're getting dirty. My cats have stopped crying. I'm kind of hungry. About 2 hours ago, I got a really fucking shit email. I freaked out. It was one that I knew was going to come for a long time. But it's fine. Whether I worry about it or I don't, I still have to deal with it. So try not to worry. Just deal with it. Just get it done. Because you're going to have to do it anyway. So if you're doing it, try to do it in the most self-compassionate, grounded, calm, and rational way that you can. Maybe you already know this. But it's helping me talking to you about it. Because I'm reminding myself of the things that I already know. Maybe you already know, but it's very positive, very healthy for us to remind ourselves, because in this day and age that we live in, things are just constantly happening. Everything is nonstop. Everything is a barrage. And we have so much stimulus, like artificial, constant, from every angle. And we're only little organic beings, so we're absorbing. We're taking a little bit of this, a little bit of that, taking your stress, taking that stress, and it's just, it really piles up. And if you're an emotionally sensitive person at all, then it's like just walking around picking up weights, and just attaching them to your body until you realize you can't walk anymore. Oh, my naughty little orange cat is next to me. He ran up. He's got a bell on, and he's scratching a log. Hello. He's a bad boy, but he's a cute boy. Animals are something beautiful about this life, too. Some people don't like cats. I sort of understand that. But even if you don't like cats, there's dogs. They're so beautiful and full of love and stinky. But, animals are something really special that we have in this life that makes things just a little bit easier. So, I think I'm going to leave it at that today, my darling. And I hope that you have a very productive week. And I hope that if there's any things in your life that are weighing you down at the moment, that you can find some comfort in this talk with me. And that you're able to find your sense of power, because you are powerful. And that you can get through anything that you're dealing with. Alright, goodbye from me and my stupid cat.